We just heard that a pushback on the fact that we're getting black men in the black community not doing their job. Well, let me give you the facts real quick. First of all, when I was growing up in the 60s, we led the country in men committed to marriage over 70%. Black women could rely on getting married more than white women until 1970. We now have between 70 to 80% of black fathers who desert their families, and we're not willing to be honest about that. We're not willing to say that these guys need to man up. Maybe when we start telling our kids that they're being nothing but whiners, weenies, and wimps if men cannot take care of their own kids, that might be a good start.
I reject the words.
Well,
Mr. Chairman, I call for order.
I
call for order.
We right now, the facts are in.
Mr. Biggs has the time.
The facts are in. Facts. Black fathers, 70 to 80% are deserting their families. You talk to these black single women out there and see what they think about this. We sit in this little bubble where we're living the life, we're married, many of us, and we cannot be honest about what's happening in our urban communities. While these kids are growing up with no fathers, no example.
Solutions?
At the end of the day, there's a reason why our kids are being led toward these options of hopelessness. And for us to sit here in 2021, no, not right now, I'm sorry, let me just finish. To sit here in 2021 and not point out the fact that we have fatherless homes. We have 70 to 80%. These are the facts, my friends. 70 to 80% will not marry the mothers of their children, and instead will probably try to convince them to dissolve them from their issues to go and get an abortion. We've lost 20 million black babies over the last 40 years. 40% of my race has been exterminated because we don't have men.
You serious?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you know, I hear this a lot, and I saw a video by a guy named Eric July not long ago.
Yes. Yeah.
And, you know, I like him, but I think that there's some blue pill shit coming out of his mouth sometimes that really annoys me.
Really?
Yeah, so he was talking about that. You've seen the viral video where it was like a clip from a news show, and they have all these dads, these black dads. I forget what city it was in, but it doesn't really matter. And they're basically like walking through the halls of the school and hanging around on the school grounds to make sure kids go to class. And it's this feel-good story about the importance of fathers, right? And it was like only a few, it was like maybe 6 guys or something, all of them black. And I like the video. You know, it's nice that we know that this is true. But I mean, this also kind of like, yeah, well, water is wet. Like, I know this is true, right? And Eric July plays it, and he goes on this tirade about how awful public schools are, which they are, if that's absolutely true. But that's not the problem. That's not the problem. And then he went on this thing about how, you know, kids need fathers. Okay, that's also true. However, and this is the thing, remember when I was talking about before, when I said that people are trapped in a prison that is, look, I don't hate women, or look, I'm not racist, or whatever?
Yeah.
He demonstrates that perfectly, because he basically goes on, and I've seen a lot of black men who are criticizing, you know, the situation for the black population in the United States say the same shit. And he basically said that, you know, he basically told these knucklehead dads that they need to get involved with their kids. And never once did he say, wait a minute, why are these single moms fucking these men? Like, that's the only question that matters. Women open their legs for men, okay? I'm not saying men don't have any responsibility, but if you don't understand that the only reason why there's a baby in the world from a woman that doesn't have a husband or a father that's not involved is because of the woman. Because she chose as an adult to fuck this guy who is probably not father material. Like, I'm sorry, I know that dads are important. I fully support this, right? But not all dads or not all men are dad material. And it was historically up to women and their parents or their community or whatever to essentially be able to, you know, help them determine what a good man is so that they can reproduce with a good man. Now, of course, the only way that's going to happen is if the woman is a good woman too, because a good man is looking for a good woman, not a thought, not a ratchet hoe, not one of these, these chicks out here just having like 5, 6, 7, 11 kids from different men. So it's not just like, again, Eric July, Young Ripa, he puts it, almost all of it, on the men and never asks himself, why are women fucking drug dealers and gangbangers and thugs and having kids with them? Now, we could also ask, why are there gangbangers and thugs and, and drug dealers? Well, probably because those guys didn't have fathers. So do women make the situation better when they fuck these dudes, or worse, right? And I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, as long as you're talking about, oh, well, the public school system is terrible. Well, yeah, it is. But why is it that it's terrible? Is it because, I don't know, there are no parents involved with the schools to make sure that they're not terrible? Because, I'm all for going to charter schools, private school, whatever, fighting against the government, say, you know what, I don't want public schools anymore. I'm for all that shit. But you know what you need to start the ball rolling to change that? You need fathers. Yeah. Because the women aren't going to do it. I'm sorry, they're not. Why should they? They're basically getting free money from the government to keep making babies. And they get tax breaks and everything. Why the fuck would we ask women who are legitimately benefiting from this system, even if it's unsustainable, to actually abandon all of that incentive and just try to do the right thing? They probably don't even know what the right thing is. I'm sorry, but it's true. So okay. So what I'm saying is, I'm gonna bring it down. Young Ripa is a good example of what I mean when I say there are people who I would normally consider to be quite reasonable and quite intelligent, that would forget that women make choices, and that no woman accidentally fucks a thug and has a baby with him. That doesn't happen. No. They're either really stupid to the point where, they should be legally barred from having kids, where they don't know when they're pregnant, which does happen. I don't know why that is. Or what is more likely the case is that they know that they don't have to do anything to give back to society, because we will love them unconditionally. We will consider them to be brave heroes for being, single moms. We will consider them to be having done enough. It's the more kids they have, the more enough they have done, and we'll basically just point the finger at the men who are absent. And sometimes the men are absent because they go to jail because they're fucking criminals. And sometimes they die. But the point is, if women reward male behavior with sex and sexual access, they're going to create more of that male behavior. That's why in the hood, the thugs get laid, and the brainy black dudes, they end up getting dragged down by everybody else. Because they're telling them, if you're a smart dude and you want to start a business, or you want to go into engineering or whatever it is, right? That's not going to get you a woman, because the women out here, they don't want that. They want this, and so they feed into that. And I'm sorry, but it's a mess, man. But we really got to start holding women accountable. We got to say it loud and clear. And when it comes to this whole thing with single fatherhoods, that is completely 100% driven by horny women that don't have to worry about consequences.